I'm Patricia Foulkrod. I'm the producer and the director of The Ground Truth. Thank you so much for coming out tonight to watch this film and for joining your neighbors and your friends.
Participating in The Ground Truth, talking about my experience to civilians, trying to educate people about my experience and what's happening there, and trying my damnedest to get the soldiers out of there and to take care of the soldiers when they come home. That's how I'm kind of dealing with it. I don't know, I'm doing everything that I can.
Good evening, I'm Charlie Anderson, a veteran of the Iraq War, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for gathering tonight to watch The Ground Truth. I was deployed to Iraq in February of 2003. I actually went to Kuwait first, before the invasion. I left my 8-month-old daughter at home, and that night as I got on the bus, she actually called me Dada. It was her first word. And it was heartbreaking, but I got on the bus because it was my duty to go. From what people saw on the television, that wasn't what the experience was like. Every bomb and every bullet wasn't a smart weapon. In my experience, we would get fired on, we'd return fire, and the people that fired on us usually got away, and then you would see in the aftermath bodies of civilians. We were sent to Iraq for weapons of mass destruction. We were sent to Iraq to fight terrorism, but it just wasn't true. The military doesn't spend a whole lot of time teaching you what to do after the killing ends. They don't spend a lot of time teaching you how to deal with seeing the bodies of dead children carried out of Baghdad. They don't teach you how to deal with the nightmares about all the times you fired your weapon and the things that you saw.
My name is Mullins. I am 25 years old and an Iraq vet. I served for 1 year, one whole year in Iraq, out of Baghdad area. Bush's plan for escalation, that's a mouthful. They don't have the manpower to escalate this occupation. It's the same troops who have returned and they're going back. Congress, you have the ball. People's lives are in your hands. Every day that you hold that ball and you don't execute the changes that are necessary, the policy changes that are necessary, people are dying. Delaying equals death, period. I'd like to say that this is an awesome opportunity to have all you beautiful people see this film. And I'd just like to say, stand up and continue to stand up, because we've been standing up. But stand up and make your voices heard. Make them heard in Congress. Make them heard with other American civilians. Pass this word out. You can leave here tonight and then host a screening in your own house, for your friends, if your friends aren't here. So I just thank you all for watching the film. Thank you for supporting the troops, because this is how you really support the troops, is bringing them home.
I want to thank you for taking the time to gather and watch The Ground Truth tonight. But it's not enough to learn the truth. Now you have to act on it.
Hello, I'm Jack Murtha. This past election sent a historic message to the President and to the Congress. This great country needs to change course in Iraq. Let me get right to the point. Things are out of control in Iraq. The President's new plan for Iraq is more of the same plan that has not worked. All of us believe in a strong and ready military, but adding more U.S. troops in Iraq will not only make a bad situation worse, it will put more of our troops in harm's way. Our troops are caught in the middle of an Iraqi civil war that only the Iraqi people can solve themselves. The country needs a dramatic change of course in Iraq, and it's the responsibility of this Congress to consummate that change. We must develop a new plan, a plan that denies the escalation and then pursues a responsible plan for redeployment. Congress must act now to stop the U.S. military escalation in Iraq. The first step in the plan is to send a message to the President that this United States Congress, as representatives of the American people, say no to the escalation. The second step is to deny the President the ability to send more U.S. troops into Iraq and to insist instead on restoring our military readiness. For the past month, the subcommittee I chair has held over a dozen hearings. We have found that our military bases at home lack the necessary equipment and training and are rated as an unacceptable state of combat readiness. The surge will force the administration to send many of our troops back into Iraq with less than 1 year at home. And some troops already in Iraq will be extended in excess of 1 year, and stop losses will continue. This is a disservice to those who have served. This is a policy that weakens our military and threatens our military readiness. Finally, we must redeploy. We must redeploy in order to restore our military readiness and to restore our international reputation. Over the next several weeks, I'll be working with my colleagues to craft a new strategy for the responsible, phased redeployment of American forces from Iraq. I want you to join me by staying involved. You helped win this past election, and you can help Congress bring our troops home. Make no mistake about it. We support our troops, but we disagree with the President's failed Iraq policy. Our definition of support is to ensure that our troops have the proper equipment and training. Our definition of support ensures that our military is provided responsible rotation and development and deployment cycles. Our definition of support provides our military with a mission they can accomplish. So what can you do? Write a letter, make a phone call, and send an email to your representative in Congress. Sign petitions, attend and participate in town hall meetings, visit your elected officials. Next week, members of Congress are going home. Rally your friends, visit your representative's office. Tell them you support our troops. Tell them you want a responsible, phased redeployment of American forces from Iraq. Tell them you will not back down until we change direction in Iraq. The time to act is now. There's no room for indecisiveness. We can work together. We can get this done. We can bring our troops home and begin to restore our worldwide credibility.